I don't think you're supposed to use hardware store hardware. I bent something. Pretty sure I need to go to the doctor. Well, something moved. 6.
Oh,
Well, now that I pushed the old rig back here, just so I'm not laying down and rolling around in the spiders and bees and mud and rain and everything else. Well, I discovered the starter motor is the wrong one. It's for the 7-liter, but it does fit on the same transmission housing, so it'll probably work. But the bolts, they just go right through. So they're not going to work. Just went to the hardware store and got some grade 8 bolts that I'm just going to over tighten until I hear a fusion reaction, and hopefully that'll work. So I got the battery right here, and I got the starter motor right here, so I'm just gonna that to there, because I assume that's where it grounds to the body. I'm gonna put the positive on there, and then while that's flailing around and touching everything, maybe I'll put it up. So we know the solenoid's not engaging. And I should be able to just touch this wire to here. It should go. Yup. Okay. Alright, I got all the hardware down here now. Of course, I've lost that other bolt completely. It was just here. I don't think you're supposed to use hardware store hardware. In either case, why is there 3 lock washers? Is that what it said? 3? Why would you sell 3? But this is not the right torque wrench for this. I can't do nothing with this. It's way too long. What if I do it this way? Ah! Oh, did I just untorque it? I think I went the wrong way. Yeah, I'm supposed to go the other way. Cool. Well, I was turning it the wrong way, so I'm going to try from this side again, and this time go. That's just about 30. And then I gotta do the top one. It's gonna be very interesting. It'll have to be with the Super Extendomatic 10 million. Oh my god, I got it around the bolt. But it's not gonna help, because I have no room in that position. I just hate it when stuff goes missing. Okay, so if I use maybe Flexi Guy onto Knuckly Dude, onto the 5/8. I'm gonna use my inch-pounds wrench and just hope. Okay, I have something. It'll never work, but we can try to make it sort of never work. I bent something. I'm both bending and turning and crushing something. I think we're just gonna have to call that good. Down here I have all kinds of wires. Dark blue, I think, is the ignition wire that tells this guy to go. There's loose wires here, so I gotta splice this guy and I gotta put the battery on this guy. Oh, a size I can't possibly get to with a socket, because are these transcooler lines? I don't know. Well, it's a couple days later, and as you can probably tell by the sound of my voice, I was out there for a couple days from some kind of a throat thing. But now that it just feels like I've swallowed an entire broken glass bottle, but not sweating all the way through my clothes, I'm ready to keep going on this. Amanda's going to come by later, and we're going to try spinning it over now that we got that starter motor in there. I just tightened it until I heard stuff cracking, creaking, and bending. But before that happens, I'm just going to go back underneath and hook up the starter switch here, so I can stand out here and watch everything happen. I think I'm just going to wire in the starter motor just to the battery and to the switch. I'm going to put the alternator back in because I can't get the belt off, which means I need to disconnect everything that would normally go to the alternator, because I don't want that discharging on various parts of the car, and again starting more fires. So I guess step one would be to get underneath, hook this up, hook that up, unhook that, and go from there. And maybe we'll just bang on those valves a little bit and see if we can get them to loosen up. I don't know what they were thinking with the Rock Auto or whatever website recommendations, but I bought a cable that's longer than the recommended one. I bought a 2-foot long one instead of a 32-inch one, and it just barely, I mean, it won't even get there. And then that is so taut, it's going to get into the fan blades or into the belt when I put that on the generator. So I went and got an even longest one that they had, so I'm going to put that on instead. And seeing as how I feel like I'm basically on my last legs, and I'm pretty sure I need to go to the doctor to get some antibiotics at this point, since my ear now feels like it's about to explode out of my head. I'm going to pull this out and do something a little easier maybe, and wire in this master switch, which is in there. I just need to pull it out and maybe solder it. I'll see how they have the connections done here, and maybe I'll do some fun taking leads and just touching the different wires, see if we can't get these windows rolled up and down just using 12 volts. I couldn't find a 9 volt. Well, I found a 9 volt, but I didn't have leads small enough to attach to it, so I had to go big. I'm just gonna maybe clamp on the negative and then clamp a little wire on the positive and just touch it in there. We'll see what happens. I suppose I should get a fire extinguisher. Famous last words. Alright, let's try front. Well, I'm getting something. Well, something moved. Oh, I mean, the wire was glowing red hot, but it worked. Sweet. And this must be up, so yeah, this is definitely front window. I'm burning the out of the wire. Yep. It's red hot now. So the windows work. Look at that. Now I just got to figure out how to get these things onto there, because the clips are completely gone and I'll never find them. Let's unhook the make fire now. Now, as I sort of kind of recall, this guy is the one that's stuck. And I'm just going to see if I can beat it down even more and then pry it back up. Looks like he's pretty close to the top, so maybe I'll rotate it a little bit. We got lots of juice sitting in there. How far can we beat this? I don't think it's going to compress much more than that. Ugh. Oh, that is stuck. Come on up now. Ugh. Oh, it is not moving. It's 0 dark 30, and I've been banging on these valves trying to get them loosened up forever. But what I found I could do is eventually, after spraying and banging and banging and spraying and banging and spraying, is that the one that was stuck, which was this one, also on the other side exactly, exhaust valve on number whatever that is and number whatever that is. What I found is that after spraying and banging forever, this one actually started to get stuck open, and I couldn't get the rocker arm to do it anymore. So I used a piece of wood on it like that, and I just wailed away on it with a hammer. You can see the hammer marks until it pushed in basically all the way, or further and further every time. And then I took this little pry hook and I went in from behind and I kind of jammed it in the springs and pop, and it came popped out. And now look at it, it is free. This battery tray, not a whole lot left on it. There's some kind of a backing support. I don't even know where that would have gone. It's just a combination of moisture and battery acid, just eating it away. This front support will do, I guess. I don't know what else it's supposed to sit on. Whatever was holding this together. Oh, I see. There was bolts back there holding that up. Well, maybe we can find some later. You were asking why I wanted to swap the positive inboard.
Yeah, because this one was on this side before.
Yeah.
And the new wire you put in is going over here now.
And the reason for that is because you can already see this would be touching that bolt there.
Yeah.
If this slid around and moved and bounced and whatever.
Yeah.
So I don't like it when I have the positive side on the close to touching stuff.
No.
Because if you jump over railroad tracks or whatever and this shorts right into that, boom.
But the positive side is that side.
Because I swapped it.
Oh, so you put the battery on backwards.
Correct.
Oh.
Because it says neg on this side.
Okay.
So it used to be negative over here, positive over here. And I'm like, no, don't want that. We'll tighten that up.
Uh-huh.
And then we'll put that on and we'll smell for fire. And then I'll go down.
Smell for fire.
And then I'll go down and hook up the switch. You probably don't want to be anywhere on either side of the motor. So you want to come around this way a little bit.
Okay. I don't want to.
Because it's gonna go kaplaf.
Oh,
hopefully.
that way. Okay, okay, hopefully. It is a tight connection.
That's good.
That's for, what is this for again?
The generator goes to the voltage regulator unit here, and then it charges the battery. So I've got the switch hooked up one end to the starter motor go now, turn on
Oh,
side.
yeah, I see.
And the other side is going to go to positive.
I get to press the button?
You do.
Okay, so what am I going to do with this?
You clip that to there.
Not right now, though.
Yeah, no.
Right now? Okay.
We're doing it.
Pliers need to move?
Yeah, yes. Don't move them.
Nope, those are fine. Okay, sorry.
I've got so it doesn't touch the frame through the thing.
Wait, is this okay now? Because I moved them since
It's okay still.
Okay.
It's okay still.
All right. I'm not going to touch the frame of the car when we do this either.
And when you're ready, fire in the hole.
No, it's not.
It's definitely launching some. It's definitely launching some vinegar in the air.
Should I do it again?
Yeah, just for a few seconds. Ideally, I'd like to see some oil coming out.
Well, yeah, because there's supposed to be like a bunch of oil in there. You haven't drained the oil yet.
No,
right?
I haven't. So there should be. Just
Should
warn
I do
me.
it again?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's just throwing gas right now. Look at that. Oh, that's spit.
Yeah, that's that Marvel Mystery Oil and rust and everything.
Yeah. Okay, that's why it was red.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Go for a good 6.
Oh,
6.
Oh, Wow. Are you okay?
Yeah, didn't get really high.
No, let's get you some shop towel. Wipe your face off before we do that again. And, hey, you told me not to stand next to the engine.
I thought it was all blasted out.
No, I wasn't even blasting now. Oh, Oh, it was even stronger this time. When I pressed the button again, it made an even bigger splash. You do it, do it. Oh, now it's all somewhere.
What is that squeaking sound?
Is it on the belt? It kind of sounds like it's on the belt. Should
It
we
might
go
be
on
the power.
belt?
Oh, maybe we should put some power steering pump in there soon.
Oh, let's do that.
But I don't see any oil. Oh, wait, is this the sign of oil starting to come up here?
Well, maybe you should add some more anyway. Wait, but I thought you said it was overfilled with oil.
So the oil is not getting from the oil pump up to the top edge yet.
But that's why you're saying like that shiny little bit is maybe finally some oil.
How can there be no oil pressure? Plenty of oil in here.
Okay,
It's a
so
little watery though.
maybe that's why it's not working.
No, it should still pump.
So how does the oil get from that tank to up here?
There's an oil pump, I believe, at the back of the motor.
Uh-huh.
And it's a couple of little gears that rotate over each other. It's turned by the crank. And that sucks it in and builds pressure and sends it up these push rods. And then...
But how does it get the oil into the push rods?
There's like a little galleyway thing.
This is like a little hose thing.
They're not hoses, but
No,
they're
not
like
hoses, but like...
tunnels.
Tunnels.
And apparently you can take a long extension screwdriver and whee, and just prime that pump that way. Like just spin it really, really fast.
So we need to prime the pump before we do, because we don't want to prime the pump with the starter motor because we can burn out the motor.
It won't hurt it if we just get some ignition and spray and put some of that.
Yeah.
We would put the spark plugs in. I would wire the ignition to on and hope nothing starts on fire. And then we start turning it and it might go blah, 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 blah. And then I know it runs.
That's the sound we want to hear.
Yeah, and then I can worry about oil priming and everything like that after that. Things have escalated. I thought I heard something. It just sort of broke.